Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Sally Jack's TV Mom. This is our trip to Wales of 2023. Could it be any worse or any better than our trip that ended up being on television? To Wales, absolutely. One of our vlogs on YouTube. Could it be any worse or any better than that trip from 2021? Let's have a look. So let's have a look. Well, I'm travelling in something incredibly comfortable and I wanted to go with all of a yellow theme. Now, I wouldn't be without my dry robe. This is what you get changed in or under on a beach, and it makes such a difference. There's no more of those falling towels to show your butt as you're putting on your swimsuit. They are incredibly brilliant. So straight on with the dry robe, straight on with my swimming costume and of course my wetsuit, and in with the water. This was a beautiful day. It was roughly around about 20 degrees, but it still had a bit of a breeze. This is Abersoch, a very well-known beach. We took our paddleboard with us, but it was very, very windy, so we decided to leave it on this particular day, and we just went in with the bodyboards, and Frankie Jack absolutely loved it. We went up and down on the waves, and then we rode some of the waves on our bodyboards as well. This is something that Frankie Jack absolutely loves doing every single year, and you know what? I've really got into it. I would love to have a surfing lesson. I think I'd be absolutely useless, but I'd like to try and have a go at it because I just think it's so fun, and I'm a big fan of the water. Grey skies and quite cold the day after, so it was Susie D all the way, River Island jacket, Havaianas and Pom Pom of London handbag. So not the greatest of days today, but at least it's dry, and that's the most important thing. Does anybody else like us love going crabbing? So I've just had to go and get it. So I've got a crabbing net. I think I picked it up from either Home Bargains or Primark, not Primark, Poundland or somewhere like that, and they don't put the nets in. So if you don't have the nets, you can't pick the crabs because you've got to get the bacon to put the bacon in the net, the little net, to be able to put in the bucket. And they've left them out, so I've had to go back up to the high street. So whereas that's just cost me for the great big net, possibly £1 or maybe £2 or £2.50, just have to pay another £3.99 to get the crabbing net to be able to put the bacon in. If you know what I mean. If anybody recognises Abersoch, they'll recognise where I am today. Frankie Jack and the kids love crabbing, so off we went to get some bacon to put in that net that I just picked up, because the nets that I got hadn't, I don't know why they didn't have it in it. He's got the Abersoch hoodie on that I bought a couple of years ago that still fits him. This is part of Abersoch Beach, down where a lot of people go crabbing, and you're about to see some big crabs that we caught. We let them free, don't you worry. And Freddie, one of Frankie Jack's cousin, actually handled one of them. I think Frankie Jack in the end ended up catching around about 3 of them, and we put them in our crabbing bucket, and then Matea, his other cousin, then we let them go back into the sea. And of course all the kids are coming around, even the kids that aren't part of our posse, having a look at what we caught, and there we go, he's running back into the sea, as safe as houses. If anyone knows the area, this is Hell's Mouth. And then we bobbed into where we used to stay as kids, which is a place called Tie Hen, and we had a picture taken in front of the house. It's horrendous. It's 3:30 in the morning and it's so cold. We're just snuggled up in bed, aren't we? You can hear it outside. What's it sound like? He's fighting it. Bad. Wales, you need to deliver better weather.
It was good.
It was good on Thursday. Just to fill you in on how bad the weather was, on the Thursday night, my sister was camping out in her tent, and the weather was bad then, Thursday into Friday, and she'd hardly slept because her tent nearly came down. So my brother was arriving on the Friday night, and my sister was actually saying, I'm just going to hop into my brother's tent because I cannot cope with my tent overnight. Anyway, my brother arrived on the Friday evening after work with his wife and his daughter, and it was so bad on Friday night that they didn't even put their tent up, and they checked into a travel lodge that was around about 40 minutes away. That's how bad it was. And when they got back to the campsite the morning after, apparently there was only 2 tents out of the whole campsite that had managed to stay put. So this weather was just as bad as when we went camping, and that video that I put on YouTube was actually on a TV show when a producer picked up on it. That's how bad the weather was once again. So thank goodness that we were in a static caravan and you could hear it as clear as day. And there was two massive bangs outside the caravan, and I thought, my goodness, I hope that wasn't hitting our car. It ended up, you're going to see it in a minute, it was the sun lounger, and it was also one of the big bins that had blown over. So the sun loungers have been bashed about. Dog's up to see us. Hello. Hello, yeah. Oh, you good girl. I'm out of my things. You can still feel it, and it's very windy. There's a lot of trees down and stuff. Oh, that was one bad night. Almost as bad as when we stayed before, but we're in a static caravan. It was still incredibly windy on the Saturday, but we still decided to go down by the beach. And we went to a very famous beach called Whistling Sands. This is only one of two beaches in the entire world that when you run on the sand actually whistles. No word of a lie, that's where it's got its name from. So we decided to take a walk down the beach. I've got Tesco's jeans on. My top and my t-shirt are from LA, so apologies about that. Pom-pom of London handbag again, and Bella bodies underneath. So I did this shoot for my Instagram account if anybody's seen it, and Gary got wafted some seaweed in his face at the same time. But off the clothes came, on went the wetsuit. It was incredibly windy, so the waves were really big. They don't look so big on here, and to a surfer they won't be. For us bodyboarding, they were wicked waves, and we had one heck of a time. Did all the family. This is Frankie, Jack and I, and there was some really big waves to be had. Unfortunately, your camera's never on when those biggies are there, are they? It was such good fun, and I do absolutely love doing this. And actually, because it's a little bit cooler outside, the actual sea doesn't feel that cold, so it actually felt really, really good to be in. And here we are having a race on one of the waves, but of course Frankie Jack always goes faster than me, way faster. Absolutely love it. So we're up and about this morning. Just wanted to show you what we're doing, because we're staying on a working farm in Wales and they milk sheep, so I wanted to come and actually milk sheep, and they're allowing me to do that. So they've lent me some wellies and overalls, and I'm about to go in this morning, and it's absolutely brilliant watching them in single file and all going in. I just found it so interesting. Hello Bessie, this is Bessie. Hello Bessie. The owners of the farm were so lovely, Lynn and Idris, and they allowed me to go down to help out with the sheep milking on the Sunday morning. So they lent me overalls and gloves and wellies and kind of went, why do you want to do this? But I always want to experience something a little bit different. Of course, I've never done it before, but I tell you something, some of them were having wheeze, and I was waiting for one of them to wee on my arm, because I certainly wasn't in waterproofs. And you had to get the suction cups onto their teats, and you just had to learn how to do it properly. So Idris was showing me. This milk actually goes off to make some wonderful cheese. I'm a big fan of sheep's cheese. One of my, if you listen to me on television, one of my favourite cheeses of all time is Manchego. This doesn't make Manchego, but it makes a soft and a hard cheese. Absolutely delicious. Now, to get them off, you've actually got to massage their udders to then pull them off. And look at them. They all go into single file and go into their little bits, and then they get to eat while they are being milked. So everybody is happy. And look, you can see me massaging now just to be able to take the suction cups from them. It was such a great experience to be able to do this. Frankie Jack was asked, but he didn't want to join in. Then we followed the sheep round and we saw some cows and their calves, and then we headed back to the static caravan. This was on Sunday morning. Then we headed down to a place called Neffin Beach, and I'm not kidding you, it's absolutely glorious. And I learnt the day after that this is actually where Joe Brown's, the fashion brand, was born, and I've worked with those on television for many years. I can't believe it, I didn't know that, but such a beautiful beach. Cool day to start off with as well. So Susie D joggers, I have my All Saints top on, Key sunglasses and Havaianas. I'm obsessed with a make called TLC, and their leggings and swimsuit hold your tummy in. I've got a deal on this at the moment. If you use promotional code Sally20, you will get 20% off in full price items. If you want to go and check out the website, I'll leave the link below. So this is a beautiful, beautiful place to come and visit. This is Neffin Beach, but you've got to go just down, hang on, there. and we've just walked up. It's quite a hike. You've got about a 25-minute walk to the beach, but oh my gosh, it is so well worth it. There's a pub at the bottom, but they only serve lunches. If you have got a disability or you are struggling, they're not the greatest for allowing you to go and pick up, and I think that's because they've had people taking the mickey. So they haven't been the greatest at trying to go and get my mum. But probably we should never have taken her down there. But I often think that you shouldn't stop people from going a place just because they're disabled either. But other than that, it has been terrific and a really great day. We've got some absolute fundamentals that we bought for the beach. Gary's got the paddle board on his back. Very heavy, but I got that on Amazon on a great deal, and it's a funky one. We've also got the trailer bike kind of thing that you use for gardening, etc. And we always use that for the beach. And we've got this. It's called the Titan Deep Freeze, and I bought that during COVID to store all my food when I was in the caravan. And so we've used it so much, and I think it was about £55, so it's quite pricey. But let me tell you, we have definitely had our kind of use out of it. In the past 3-4 years. When did I buy it? Start of COVID, so maybe summer of 2020. Look how beautiful that is. Absolutely stunning view. And of course my dry road, which I would never be without. So this is what I've been trying to show you. This is the trolley, the paddleboard, and I've got the Titan. So that was our fantastic trip to Wales for 4 days with all seasons in one. It just felt like it just kept coming at us, from rain to wind to... But it was fantastic, and we still made the most of it. We were so glad I went to a static caravan. Thanks for watching, as always. I'm Sally Jack's TV Mum. It would be great for you to follow us on here. Also, give us a thumbs up if you can, please, and leave a comment in the comments section below. We always love to hear from you. I'll see you on the next vlog. Bye!